you still have this federal rule that was just extended forcing people to wear masks on airplanes. And it's not something that's grounded in any science, because if you have somebody sitting in the window seat and they're nibbling on peanuts for 2.5 hours, they can have their mask down. You have the person in the middle seat that is not eating. If they just wanted to read a magazine without the mask, then somehow that would be a big problem. And it's turned the airlines into having to police this. It's created a lot of unruly passenger situations because it's so frustrating for people. And so this is something that I've been opposed to for a long time. You know, unfortunately, there's not really been successful legal challenges to this. And I think most people thought that this was going to go to the way of the buffalo, but you have an extension. Then you have Fauci coming out saying they may need to impose additional restrictions in the future. And we need to let people live their life. Obviously in Florida, what we have control over, we do that. But in this federal mandate for air travel, I think as good as we've done on domestic tourism, and we're the #1 state people seem to want to come to, I think more people would want to fly if they did not have to have that for 2 hours or 2.5 hours. And so I'm going to let Attorney General Moody come up, and then I'll make my second announcement. But she's leading the effort to bring a legal challenge to this, because I think it's important in and of itself, but there's also an important legal principle at stake. So I support her efforts in this. It's amazing that this has gone on as long as it has, and I'm going to let her come up and talk about it. So go ahead.
Well, good morning, and thank you for being here for this important announcement. This morning, the state of Florida, joined by 20 other states, has filed an action against the Biden administration and multiple parties within to challenge the mandatory mask mandate within transportation hubs and on airplanes. This order is completely outside the bounds of the scope of federal power, as we have argued successfully in numerous other cases. The CDC and the federal government and the Biden administration never had the power to issue this order originally. And now we are seeing that almost 75% of these unruly, sometimes violent incidents are based on this unlawful mask mandate. And I know that if you travel at all, everywhere you go, people are frustrated and taking it out on the employees that are charged with enforcing this rule, that they have to wear a mask when it is an unfounded rule and order. And many people don't realize that this unlawful order carries with it not just civil penalties, but criminal penalties. Although in the same order in which they mandated folks unfounded or unnecessarily wear masks throughout the United States in transportation hubs, and by the way, that includes taxis and Ubers and ferries and all of these other transportation methods, not just planes, they also included with it a criminal penalty. So you can imagine if you are a flight attendant or someone who works within an airport or on a ferry or an Uber driver, you are now charged with enforcing this unreasonable requirement. And what is not surprising is that within the same mandate that's unlawful, they say, we're going to issue a civil and criminal penalties, but don't worry, we probably won't even enforce the criminal penalties, which is MO for this administration throughout the nation, which causes so much chaos and confusion when they don't even enforce their own laws. This must be lifted. We have a lot of faith in the court that they will agree with our legal analysis